guys, welcome back to episode 2 of my new favorite series, How'd They Do That?, where we go over a trendy or viral product and we recreate it together. In today's episode, we're going over designs like these. That's right, skeletons and florals all into one. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, as always, I am using Affinity Designer and I'm going to create a new canvas. I bet you if you've watched a few of my videos, you already know what I'm going to do, but we are going to switch it to pixels and we are going to do 3600 by 3600 pixels and 300 DPI right here. That way we make sure we are using a high resolution for printing purposes. And here we go. Here is our blank canvas. So how I want to start this out is by saying you can absolutely draw all of this from scratch using your iPad or even using pen and paper, scanning them in. All the different ways that you want to do that, you can do that. So if you have the artistic skill and the time, you can absolutely draw freehand. Again, if you don't have the time and you don't have the capability, that doesn't mean that you can't make digital art. That it just does not mean that. Some people may feel otherwise, but I feel like there's 101 ways of doing one thing, and everyone has an opportunity to get out there and get their talents out there. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling elements, and we're going to be pulling them together, and I'm going to be doing that using Creative Fabrica. As I've said before, I think that from a customer standpoint, Creative Fabrica has the best website. They have the most offerings for your membership, and it still just amazes me what they offer for the small amount for the membership. I just can't even. It just blows me away what they have to offer. If you have a membership on any other website and then you come to this one and you see what they have to offer, I guarantee you'll be switching because it's just incredible. There is no other website on the internet that I have found in all of these years that offers what they offer, and they're continuously coming out with more and more and more. There's a link to a free trial in the description box if you want to check it out. I definitely encourage you to do so. So being in Creative Fabrica, you can tell that I'm already signed in here, and what I'm going to be looking for are skeleton PNGs, but specifically, I want ones that look realistic. Okay, so I'm going to go with skeleton PNG bundle because I want a bundle of them. I don't want just like a rib cage. I want like the brain and the rib cage and a bunch of different things. Yes, I'm aware the brain is not a skeleton, but that should help us populate some good finds. Okay. So we're scrolling down and we're just going to look for just the basic skeleton. We don't need any images in them at all. We just need skeleton. This is what I don't want right here. This is really cartoony and that's not going to give us the style we're looking for, but this one looks pretty darn legit. So let's click on that and see how this just says download for me. Yeah, it's because I have a membership. So all I have to do is click download. Just on whatever I want on the entire website. It's so cool. Okay, so let's see. It's got 11 favorites. Maybe it's pretty new. PNG. Okay, so they're saying it's used for all these different things. And you get the hand, you get a side skull. I like that. That's cool. We could do like maybe some flowers coming off on this side. That's pretty neat. I love the rib cage, the heart, all the things. And I love that it comes with the brain. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so it appears to me that this actually comes with, it says ready to go PNG file. It doesn't say files, but that's okay. So it appears to me that this is one file put all together. That's okay. We're going to download it and we are going to split them up. So another thing we're going to learn today, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and download. Okay, and then there is our file. Of course, we're going to need to extract the file because when you download a bundle, it's always going to be zipped in a folder. And so we need to extract it, which just essentially means opening up the folder. That's all that means. Let's go ahead over to Affinity Designer again. And I'm going to go to my document setup and we're going to go to color and then transparent background because I want a completely transparent background. I just prefer to work on a transparent background when I'm making any PNG files because that realistically is what the customer is expecting when they're getting a PNG is a transparent background. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull those designs in. There we go, drag and drop. All right, so a couple things I am noticing now are that there's only one file like we thought, but it's also that they are white. And I don't really want them to be white either. So let's see, what shall we do? Let's go ahead and adjust the color first. In Affinity Designer, there's a few different ways to do everything, but my favorite way of adjusting color is over here in the Layers panel. You'll see where it says Effects. And if you go down to the color overlay, you are able to, exactly what it says, overlay a color. The second you select it, like you saw there, it's going to automatically opt in to choosing black. You can change the opacity down by moving the slider, or you can select the color right there and you can change it to a different color. You know, obviously we could change it to any which color we want. I think I'm going to go ahead and just leave it black while we split this up into individual files. So let's do that first. I'm going to do that by just cropping. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the layer over here. Do this a lot of different ways as well, but I'm going to do it just by right-clicking and duplicating. And I'm going to do that. Let's see. Okay, and then from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this one off by just selecting the check mark, and it makes that one go away. It's still there, but we don't see it. And I'm going to crop this. So let's crop this down. Okay, and what that did obviously is it turned that into just this file here. So, okay, so here's the one. This is the brain, obviously. And so now I'm going to turn this one off because we already have that one done. And I'm going to do that again for the next one. We're going to turn this on and I'm going to duplicate the layer again and turn one of them off. And we're just going to go through that same step just so we can separate each element onto its own layer. We have each element on a different layer. You can see here that we have each one on a different layer. Now, for future reference, what I will do later is I will keep this up, right? And I will just go File, Export, and I will save this PNG as, you know, brain. And then I would highlight this one, File, Export, save this one as hand, and then etc. So that way I have them later on in my elements to use on future projects. What I want to start with is the rib cage. I just think this one's the coolest. And from here, I'm going to adjust the color now. I really do want like that kind of like cream color. So we're going to go to the overlay like we did before. And we're going to try to get a cream color, which that clearly is not it, but cream is like, you know, yellow white, so that's kind of what I'm going for. Be a little deeper, more like bone. You know, bones aren't always bright white. They sometimes have this, I don't know, I just think it looks better when it's like got a cream shade to it or whatever. Okay, so now we have that. I'm wondering what it might look like to have more of like an inner shadow, give it a little more depth. Let's see what that would look like. You can do that in the same area in Effects, Inner Shadow. Now, remember what I've said in past videos, if you're new here, another program to use would be Photopea. You could do a lot of these same things in Photopea, and it's a free program. I still totally say spend your money on Affinity Designer because it's a one-time payment. You forever get the updates. It just makes sense, and it's an amazing program. However, if you are not in a position where you can do that yet, Photopea is a great free option. I don't personally love Inkscape. I think it's a pain in the behind, but Inkscape is another one that you could use if you wish. All right, so let's try to see what an inner shadow would look like. Obviously, you just click on inner shadow, and then you can adjust things here. Let's go ahead and adjust the radius of an inside shadow. You can adjust the color. So I like how that gave us, obviously that's a little too much. I like how that gave us a little bit of depth. I'm wondering if we do it in a brown shade versus black, if I would like that more. So let's test that out real quick. Let's go with a deep brown. Okay, and then let's increase the radius just a tad. Okay. All right, I actually really like that. So I'm going to keep that the way it is. And now let's go and look for some florals that we can incorporate into this design. Okay, let us see if we can find any clip art ones that we like. Can I just say Digital Curio? Oh my gosh. She's an artist that, or he, honestly, I don't know who they are. But they are an artist where, man, they go over and beyond in their art. It's just incredible. Just incredible. Wow, these are beautiful too. Not that I'm looking for that, but sometimes people got skills, man. People got some skills. These look very AI generated. Some AI generated things, like for instance, watercolor AI, sometimes I like. Like if these were AI, these are beautiful. But pretty much anything with faces, I don't know, I don't really like. And I love cats, but I don't know. Okay, going on my little tangent there. Stay focused, Ashley. Okay, I am not seeing any that I love. These are really nice too. Look at that, Digital Curio. I want, let's be more specific and do colorful. Colorful, floral. Ooh, floral. Maybe I didn't put that in. Did I do that? I think I just did flowers. I don't know. Floral clip art. Colorful floral clip art. Yeah, nope. That is not what I'm looking for. You know, I actually love these butterflies. I like the butterfly and floral idea. That's kind of cool. Butterfly florals. Butterfly florals. Does your brains do that? I legitimately have ADHD, so I often get like, I start one place and I end up way the heck over here at the end. So sorry, but that's just something that happens. I don't know if you're anything like me, but that just happens with me. Okay, cat lady, she has got some good stuff going on. I like these. Ooh, I like these too. Okay, just pick something. Oh my gosh, I love everything. All of a sudden, I'm loving everything. Those are so cute. Ooh, we could probably mix those with like another. I'm getting too creative. Sometimes when you get too creative, guys, oh, it's hard to bring it back in, you know? Just bring it back. Bring it back in. Okay, these are cute. We're going to download. We are just going to keep it moving. I can't help it. A lot of you guys are saying, I love that you left your creative process in. And I'm glad you like that. Some people don't, and they're like, get to the point. But that's just not what this channel is all about, my friends. It's not. I just want to show people from the start to the finish. I want you to see the steps, and I don't know. I want to feel like we're designing together. Like we're doing it like friends, guys. That's what I want. Hey, love this one. We are loving this one. See how great this cream color and this, I mean, it's just all going to go so great together. Okay, you know what? I think we might be able to come up with something here. So I'm going to leave this one and let's grab a few more. I don't know why I didn't think of like butterflies and stuff, but these are really cute. Let's do this one. Okay, and if they're starting to look kind of similar, like, oh, the butterfly's going the exact same way, you can always flip it. Over here, you can see where it says flip horizontal. You just click it and it flips it. All right, giving it a little more, you know, a little more dimension. All right, so let's put that there. Don't worry, I realize this is looking kind of like, oh, it's just a skeleton with this on top. We are going to be incorporating all of these as soon as we're done kind of getting an idea or a plan in place. Of course, you could just leave it like this, but I think you can elevate your design a bit, make it a little bit more exciting and a little more fun for your potential customers. Let's do this one because it's a different shaped butterfly. That might be fun. And let's move this one out of the way, put this one up, and put this one on top. So we're right-clicking, clicking Arrange and move to Front. You could also handle this in the Layers panel. All right, so let's just say we want to do something like this. It looks pretty chaotic right now. We're going to adjust some things, see if we like it. If we don't, we're going to swap things out and put new things in. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to be erasing some of this rib cage in the back because I'm going to make it to where half of it is the butterfly. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to select the rib cage. We're going to go to the eraser over here, and it's going off of the brushes that you have chosen. I don't want a heart brush chosen for this eraser, so I'm going to select here and I'm going to go find a different one. You could find a lot of different brushes on brusheasy.com, but the standard brushes that are in here would be fine for something like this. I don't remember what the brushes are that come with it standard, so I'm just going to grab something. I don't really want textures yet. Something that's more of a solid form is what I'm looking for. Not pencils. Masking would give us a pretty good solid form to start off with. So let's do that. I'm going to go with this one right here. And we're going to, you can see how tiny the brush is. That would be great if you wanted to erase some detailing, but we want to erase a good chunk. So we are going to pump up the jam a little bit here. See how big that is. That should be good. That should be good. Okay, and we're just going to get to erasing. If you hear my children in the background, I promise you they are not being slaughtered. They just sound like that when they're playing Xbox together. They get very excited. When we bought a house, I said, I need a house with 2 living spaces because I can't possibly have them be screaming and doing all the things that those boys do. Now we have kind of a half shape of our skeleton, and I'm actually going to go backwards a little bit because I took off a little more than I wanted. You can go backwards, you know, undo what you did by hitting Control Z. There we go. I like that. And I'm going to leave it right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a brush that's a little more rustic, giving it a little more of a rustic edge in case you can see any of that. I'm going to go with a spray. Let's go with this one right here and see if we like that. So I'm going to zoom in, just click the zoom in tool and then grab and slide over. All right, and back to our eraser tool. And here we go. I'm just going to hit the edge. Just making it not so seamless, I guess, because you could see, I was about to point to it like you could see me. Well, you can kind of see me. Anyways, right here, this kind of looks obvious, the crisp line. And I don't want a crisp line. I think design-wise it would look better if I didn't have that. Now, I may end up covering this whole thing anyways, so I don't need to do this step, but I might not. So in case I don't, I want to make sure that it is done. All right. All right, and you don't want to do too much, just enough. All right, I think that looks good. You can zoom all the way back out by just double clicking the hand over here. Okay, so now we have that. I did notice that my color changed a little bit when I adjusted that, so I'm going to select this and we're going to go back to the regular designer persona, come out of the pixel persona, and that gives us all these different tools. I'm going to show that one more time just so you can see it. Pixel persona, these are the tools you get. and designer persona, and these are the tools you get. Very different. All right, so I'm going to go back to effects. I'm going to make sure that my inner shadow, my radius changed. That's what changed. Not sure why, but it did. So let's change that back to something I like better. Yeah, I liked it better with that. Just that deeper shadow gives it a little more excitement. All right, so now I'm going to be moving these around, seeing how I might like the look of this. So I'm just going to play around with these just a little bit. I'm going to shrink this guy down. Yep, and maybe we'll move you over a little bit, and we'll move you over a little bit. I like that. Okay, so now we have these, and honestly, I really like these, but I do think we need some more florals behind, just kind of bringing them all together. And we do have a few different kind of colors going here, so I don't know, something that's going to pull them all together and make it a really cool, beautiful design. So I'm going to select these all by going to just selecting, holding the shift key down and selecting each one, and then Control G. All right, I'm going to try boho because they do seem kind of boho looking. Watercolor flower. Ooh, here we go. Loving this. Okay. These, I think, have such a good variety of colors that they might work for our project. We might not need the whole bouquet, but we know how to erase part of it if we need to. Okay, that's good. And I like the different ones. Yep, I like the different ones. Okay, let's just double check and make sure I don't like any others more than this one. These are always neat because you can really build your own, totally your own style. We may come back to those, but for now, I think we got a good one. We are going to be opening it and extracting it like we did before. Perfect. And back to Affinity we go. All right, let's go ahead and just place one of these in here and see if we like it. All right, we're going to go with large icons, see what we got. All right, oh, I like this. So we can kind of move this over and see which ones we think would look good. I really think this one is just going to be a good fit. Yeah, I think that's going to be a really nice fit there. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me right now? Do you guys see that? Look at this. Do you see these marks right here? These are a watermark. So the question is, did the designer forget to take the watermark off? Or did the designer copy someone else's design and think that they were going to be able to resell it? Either way, my friends, wow, I'm kind of happy that came up because, you know, you do want to look out for that. You hope people are not selling you something with a watermark on it. And also you're hoping that people are selling something that is their creation and not someone else's. That would have made us look really bad if we went to sell this after we created it and maybe you saw a little bit of a watermark on it. So always be aware of that. That is a huge bummer. So that is definitely a huge bummer. I might reach out to the seller later and see what's going on with that. But, oh, I'm so bummed. Okay, well, we can't use that. So let's go back to let's go and see if maybe one of her other ones has a watermark. I would like to think that she wouldn't. It just doesn't make any sense to have a watermark on it. You know, she might have just messed up and forgotten to take off her watermark. I don't see a watermark on this one, but I honestly don't love it as much. Let's see. If I were to put that, excuse me, if I were to put this in the back real quick, move back one. Yeah, I'm just not digging that one at all. Okay, let's try a different one. I really love these. Gosh, I'm so bummed about that one. What a bummer. Okay, let's try this light colored one. This one's also very beautiful and mimics some of the colors we have. Let's make sure this doesn't have a watermark on it. Yeah, this one, oh, right there. Right there, it looks like it might. Okay, let's zoom in and check. That could potentially be a watermark. It looks like a letter. It's hard to say though. And you see a line right there. Sorry guys, this is part of the design process though. Sometimes you run into these issues. Okay, that just looks like it could be part of the flower. Okay. I think this one might work for what we are trying to do. Okay. So let me go ahead and pop this in the back here and see what this looks like. And clicking, right click guys, go to arrange and go back one. And I know it looks really busy right now. Remember, we can absolutely erase some of this. I just want to get an idea of what this could look like. Because I just, it needs filler, basically is what it needs. So let's flip it so that you get more of that pretty color matches that one. Do you see that? This color of this flower matches this color of this flower pretty well. So I think this could make it look more cohesive. Like that perhaps. And let's just do some erasing a little bit here and there and see if we can get it to a place where we like. So we're going to go over to Pixel Persona and go to our eraser again. And we're going to move our screen over. The easiest way to move your screen over, guys, is to use the little line at the bottom, but you can also hold your space bar down. And I think that's the easiest, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. You hold down your space bar, you can just get this little hand, and then you can grab it and move it around. It's kind of nice. Okay, so let's figure this thing out here. We're going to go with, maybe we could go with this right here. It's kind of like a airbrush. Look at that. I was trying to figure out the name of it and it just popped right up there. All right, let's make it a little bigger. And let's see what we can do here. And just get it kind of where I want it. I kind of want it to stop at the butterflies. I don't want it to be that blank right there. See, you can always go back, guys. Control Z is your best friend. I just really want this butterfly to stick out. I think I like this a lot more. Alrighty, okay. Let's go back to designer persona, and let's see if we want to keep that effect on or if we want to take it off. Let's go like this. We're just going to hit the select right here. Off, on, off, on. What if we lower the opacity down? Off, on. Actually, I like it on. Okay, so I'm going to leave it just like that. Now, because we did some erasing, what I want to do, because likelihood of this being printed on something in the end of its life, after it's purchased and it's put on an object, perhaps like a coffee mug or something, it's going to probably go on a white background or a background of some sort. And we want to make sure that there's not a bunch of leftover elements, I guess you could say, leftover color from something. So we're going to put the color back on for now of the background or document setup, color, transparent background. We're going to take it off. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow us to see maybe where we messed up. And you can see this right here. So if you were to put this on a coffee cup as is, we wouldn't have seen this. But since we put the white back, we can see it now and we can make those adjustments. All right, so it would be such a pain, for somebody to purchase this and then find out they press it on a shirt or a mug and they have these. They would be like, what's happening? So just another good thing for y'all to always check. So we're going to go back to that layer that we were erasing, go back to Pixel Persona, back to our eraser, and we are going to make sure that we erase fully. And now you can see that's gone. And there's one right here as well. Let's make sure that is gone. Okay, all right, let's grab our little hand, move it over. I don't think we really need this one right here. And I'm using an airbrush to remember. I'm using that airbrush. So you might want to use something that's a little more, opaque to be a better eraser for you. It just depends. Okay, I can see this one right here and this right here on the bottom. I could see a little bit right there. You know, and you could just keep zooming in too. Zoom in, see if there's something. Let's see. Let's go to the eraser tool, see if there's something that we wanted to go away. You can see right here. So let's get that. All right, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit and move it over. Let's zoom out some more. Looks like this might be part of it, so let's see if it is. Yep, it was. Yep, so is that. And this little leaf, you can see that we only got part of it. See that? So we're going to get the rest of that. Excellent. Okay, let's see what that looks like now. I think that looks good. Also, you can see the shadow that we have on there and if you like that or not. So let's double check that. We're going to select this again, that layer, the butterfly layer, and let's click outer shadow again. Do we prefer it like that or like this? Like that or like this? I do like it better like that. I just do. I just do. Okay, so there we are. There is our cute design. I love it. I think it turned out really cute. You know, there's so many different ways that you guys can do this. You could put a banner right here. I've seen that on a lot of designs where they have a banner and they have a phrase or something going over it. I mean, there's just so many things. You could put it to where the flowers are inside of the rib cage by erasing anything that was over the rib cage. That way you can only see the ribs. It gives the appearance that things are inside the rib cage. I hope you guys learned something today. If you did, let me know in the comments. I love reading them. I love responding to them. And I'm really excited to see what you guys create. So if you create something, you know, send me an email. Show it to me. I'd love to see it. If you are not already a part of our Facebook community, I urge you to do that. We love to share what we're working on in there. We love to encourage new people to open up shops and get their digital stuff out there and make money online and do all the things. We love to have a good time in there. It is a small group that is growing and I'm loving it. You can find it on Facebook under LFDC University. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.